Shalom, more praise to Yahweh Bashim Yashad, that belongs to Pastor GMS. And this is part 2 to the video I did about showing favor unto the poor. You know, because that was written in the book of Proverbs. And it also mentioned in the book of Matthew, the 25th chapter. But there's instances in the Bible where that actually occurred, showing you that the men of the Lord, they didn't just talk about it, they'd be about it. You know, they would be about it. So let's get some scriptures on that. This is Matthew chapter 8, verse 14. And when Yahushua was coming to Peter's house, he saw his wife's mother laid and sick of a fever. So this is Peter's mother-in-law. This is his wife's mother. So this is the mother of his wife, his mother-in-law. And he touched her hand, and the fever left her. And she arose and ministered unto them, or she served them. So what you see there is an action of Yahushua visiting the sick. When the even was come, they brought unto him many that were possessed with devils, so they had spirits on him. And he cast out the spirits with his word, and healed all that were sick, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Esaias the prophet, saying, himself took our infirmities and bare our sicknesses. So these are actual instances when these things are actually done. Okay? And get some more scriptures. Now this is the book of Acts, the 20th chapter, when the Apostle Paul had got shipwrecked and ended up on the island of Melita, right?
Strong's G 3194, Melite.
Now it's called Malta today. Honey, the name of an island in the Mediterranean lying between Africa and Sicily, now called Malta. So it says, let's see, go right to the point. I'll start from verse 7. In fact, I'll start from verse 1 to get more insight. Matthew 28:1. And when they were escaped, then they knew that the island was called Melita. And the barbarous people showed us no little kindness, for they kindled a fire and received us everyone because of the present rain and because of the cold. And when Peter had gathered a bundle of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a vapor out of the heat and fastened on his hand. And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer, whom even though he hath escaped the sea, yet vengeance suffereth not to live. So they thought that this guy Paul gotta be a murderer. He gotta be wicked, because he was shipwrecked and been through all this different kind of stuff. Now he's being bitten by a venomous beast. He got a venomous beast on his hands. Look at the word murderer real fast.
Strong's G 5406, Fanus.
Okay, murder, homicide. So this has gotta be a murderer. He gotta be someone that's guilty of a heinous crime, because he escaped the sea when he was shipwrecked, but now a beast is on his hand, a venomous beast, a poisonous beast, and he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm. He didn't even feel any harm, just shook it off into the fire. Howbeit they looked when he should have swollen or fallen down dead suddenly, but after they had looked a great while and saw no harm come to him, they changed their mind and said he was a god. This guy gotta be a god. He was bit by a poisonous snake. He wasn't swollen or nothing. He didn't die. And they looked at him for a long while. In the same quarters were possessions of the chief man of the island, whose name was Publius. He's going real fast. Chief man.
Strong's G 4413, Protas.
First in rank. So he was the first in rank on the island. He was the chief of the island. Alright? In that district. Alright? So let's go back. So it says, in the same quarters were possessions of the chief man of the island, whose name was Publius, who received us and lodged us 3 days courteously. And it came to pass that the father Publius lay sick of a fever, and of a bloody flux. What's a bloody flux?
Strong's G 1420. Dysenteria.
Dysenteria. Dysentery bowel ailment. Look up bloody flux. It's a historical word for the term dysentery. The historical term bloody flux is the historical term for dysentery, an intestinal infection characterized by severe diarrhea. I'm about to say something else. By severe diarrhea containing blood and mucus. Okay? To whom Paul entered in Methael. It said a little more. Historically, it was a common, often fatal epidemic disease caused by Shigella bacteria or parasites in contaminated food and water, particularly in crowded, unsanitary conditions like military camps or ships. See? And it was an island. So, there you go. It said ships, right? And prayed and laid his hands on them and healed them. See? He healed them. So when this was done, others also, which had diseases in the island, came and were healed, who also honored us with many honors, and when we departed, they laded us with such things as were necessary. So they helped them. Okay, a little more. This is the book of Acts, chapter 9, verse 32. And it came to pass, as Peter passed through all quarters, he came down also to the saints, which dwelt at Lydda. And there he found a certain man named Aeneas, which had kept his bed 8 years, and was sick of the palsy. Who's Aeneas? What does Aeneas mean?
Strong's G 132. Aeneas.
Aeneas. Laudable. The name of a paralytic cured by Peter at Lydda. See, so Lydda is Lydia. Laudable is an adjective describing actions or goals deserving praise, condemnation, or admiration. So let's go back. They found a certain man named Aeneas who had kept his bed 8 years and was sick of the palsy. What's the word for palsy?
Strong's G 3886. Paraluo.
Paraluo. To loose on one side or from the other side, to loose on one side or from the side. To loose or part things placed side by side. To loosen, dissolve, like a stroke, for example. To loosen, dissolve, to weaken, enfeeble, suffering from the relaxing of the nerves, unstrung, weak of limb, tottering, weakened, feeble knees. There you go. And Peter said unto him, Aeneas, Yahweh shall make thee whole. Arise and make thy bed. And he arose immediately. And all that dwelt at Lydda and Saron saw him and turned to the Lord. See that? Let's get a little more. And all that dwelt at Lydda and Saron saw him and turned to the Lord. And there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha, which by interpretation is called Dorcas. This woman was full of good works and alms deeds which she did. So this was a righteous woman. She had a lot of good works and alms deeds. Alms deeds, what does that mean? Alms deeds.
Strong's G 1654. Elei Masune.
Elea Masune. Mercy, pity, especially as exhibited by in giving alms, charity, the benefaction itself of the nation to the poor. So she donated a lot. She helped a lot. This is a righteous woman. And it came to pass in those days that she was sick and died. Whom when they had washed, they laid her in the upper chamber. And for as much as Lydda was nigh to Joppa, and the disciples that had heard that Peter was there, they sent unto him 2 men, desiring that he would not delay to come to them. Then Peter arose and went with them. When he was come, they brought him to the upper chamber, and all the widows stood by him weeping, and showing the coats and garments which Dorcas made. So she was crying. They were just showing the different things that she made while she was alive, while she was with them. But Peter put them all forth and kneeled down. So he put them out of the way. Go ahead, move over, go. And he kneeled down and prayed. And turning him to the body, said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes, and when she saw Peter, she sat up. And he gave her his hand, and he lifted her up. And when he had called the saints and widows, presented her alive. And it was known throughout all Joppa, and many believed in the Lord. And it came to pass that he tarried many days in Joppa with one Simon the tanner. So these are different actions when Yahushua and the apostles healed the sick. They visited the sick. They visited those that was poor, meaning vulnerable, in need, destitute, that were lacking. And guess what? That's going to be a reward in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Because why? They're lending to one who cannot lend unto them. Therefore, the Most High is going to be the one to repay them, whether it's in the present or in the future. So when you help those that's in need, especially primarily of the brotherhood, the believers, people who believe, because you got women that believe too, the Most High going to reward you, man. So you got to keep that in mind. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm still praising how about Shemai Shah, the Blancy Positive GMS. I hope you learned something. Shalom.